Tonight's podcast is brought to you by the latest dish from KFB.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Colonel Ganders down here at KFB. And at KFB, we've been accused of every type of animal savagery and cruelty known to man. And let me tell you, those are values I'll stick by. In order to combat our fucking wasteless and useless need toward animal products, we've decided to use 100% of our chicken byproducts. And that's why, as the Colonel, I'm proud to introduce you to our new delicious dish. That's right, the Colonel's got for you brand new, extra crispy fried chicken clits. New from KFB. The Colonel's extra crispy fried chicken clits are made from the finest mechanically separated chicken clits and also fried in our non-GMO oil. They're also available in 3 delicious flavors: salted, Nashville hot, and honey mustard. Here's one of the Colonel's favorite customers' testimonials. KFB's extra crunchy fried chicken clits. Because fuck chickens and fuck you.
Risen from the grave! You can run, but know that God can be saved! The good old game is all resurrected, the blood will flow like but now you know their names! All the bread in the back of the game! Where's a bottle of whiskey and control of the surface they reclaim! All the good old gamers punch you right in the dick. All the good old gamers return to kick you right in the clit. Oh, were you offended? They'll sit down your neck. The good old gamers return.
Well, it's that time of week for another regret, sad-filled episode of the Good Old Gamers Podcast. I'm Lyle. That's Brandon.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Are you talking to me today?
All of the above.
I enjoy that. I feel like I need it. If you are listening, you know that we are the Good Old Gamers Podcast. We will punch you right in the dick, kick you in the clit, and for you transgender people, we don't discriminate. We will also assault you in the clit dick.
We'll hit you right in the flesh orb.
Yep. And aliens, don't forget, we'll knee that Slizzgorp right back to quadrant 14 alpha any day of the week. How are you?
I'm here, man. Been keeping myself busy with bullshit.
That's good. Work's been keeping me busier than anything.
Yes, I've seen that. I'm frogging your gourd with that shit.
Dude, I feel like, you know that guy in Beetlejuice that has been run over several times and he just, like goes between the wall and shit in the afterlife?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Just stuck between the walls of reality. And have a fresh, gentle tire print right in my gullet. But anyways, everything else is alright, I guess.
Yeah. At least you're making money, man.
Yeah, not enough. I need to be making more.
Yeah, I feel you there.
One of the issues,
especially with as expensive as everything's getting, is like, man, I just went through school, got a heck of a pay raise, and now the government just
decides to fuck everybody in the ass.
Yeah, they decided to just dump bathtubs of money into the country, and now everything costs 20% more. Well, there goes my 20% pay increase I just earned.
It's called equilibrium, my friend.
Yeah.
Checks and balances.
Yeah.
For real.
It's keeping us in check from ever, being balanced for those up there.
Yep. Something that keeps us in check. that we ought to talk about that happened to us a couple weeks ago. So, we're good old gamers. Could you also call us the good old storm chasers?
Good old harbingers of destruction.
Yeah.
'Cause
Let us tell you what happens. It's like if this was the beginning of Texas, the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like, on August 17th, 1973, terror befell a group of 5 youths. Well, it's kind of similar to that. It's like, on June something, 2021, terror befell 2 middle-aged men. Not going to use. But, long story short, what was ideally an eventful adventure summer afternoon soon turned to slaughter. We decided to go to Target and look for some pretty tasty action figures.
for those not around here, Target's kind of a specialty because we live in bumfuck middle Alabama and
Coleman is owned by Walmart. Almost literally.
Yeah.
People that don't live here find that humorous when you say that. And I'm like, okay, Bucko. We have... Bucko, excuse me. Okay, Fucko. We have not one, but 2 of the same Walmart brand store.
yeah, and they're within almost 5 miles of each other.
And within 5 miles of each of those is the Walmart distribution center, which employs a very large amount of our population here.
Yes.
There's a fuck ton of people that work there. I don't know how true it is because I'm not involved with our local government, but I've always heard that rumor that the reason we don't have a Target and will not get a Target is supposedly because if Target was brought to Coleman, Walmart would be like, okay, we'll put the fucking distribution center somewhere else. Don't know how true that is. That's what I've always heard. But it would make sense because our town's literally owned by fucking Walmart. Mm-hmm. You can buy shares of Coleman right next to the beef jerky and Zippo lighters at the checkout aisle.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, there ain't many places that in Coleman that, Walmart ain't in control of as far as sales and everything.
I kind of think that's any small town
That's
anywhere
true.
now. That's kind of like the Winn-Dixie effect. That was the first big chain grocery store that really went out in the middle of nowhere, and they end up burying every fucking mom and pop thing around it.
Right, yeah. And now we've finished burying all the mom and pop stores with the whole COVID shutdown, so Walmart and Target forever.
Yep.
Man, I'm glad.
And let me be honest though, Target's got some. I like Target. I'm a fan. Honestly, they got a way cooler toy selection than Wally World does.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, that's the main reason. Me being a 35-year-old man, I go to department stores. Gotta know what kind of toy selection they got.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about adult fuck toys. I'm talking about straight up good old good versus evil. Some Kruger, some Ninja Turtles.
I mean, you can use those as fuck toys too.
Good.
Some of them are awfully spiky, but that might be what gets you off.
You get Slash from Ninja Turtles, and Slash plus Gash equal she came. But anyways, we go up there to fucking look for toys, which you ended up
Found me a sweet jet Jaguar for
nice.
Godzilla. Yeah,
Very nice.
First time I've seen one ever. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
I was pretty disappointed I didn't find anything. My whole deal is I'm trying to buy Jason Friday 13th figures now to balance out all the Kruger shit I got. Because I do like Jason, too. Mm-hmm. And we'll say Hannah bought me a very nice mentally stricken Jason Voorhees from Friday 13th Part 2. And if you come on here and go to correct me for calling Jason Voorhees mentally challenged, fuck off. He killed teenagers for fuck's sakes. Like,
intellectually dilapidated.
Yeah. I mean, he drowned while the counselors were fucking. He's a literal waterhead. Get over it. Water in the lung, too. He's aqua lung. Not a good flute player, though. But, so we're going to fucking Target. I'm knowledgeable about the weather. That's shit I wanted to pursue and study in college. So I know a little bit of what I'm looking at. Me and Brandon get on the motherfucking interstate, and I'm just like, it's cloudy and just dark.
Yeah.
Real still, and I'm like, well, that's odd. Brandon's like, what is it? I'm like, well, clouds are supposed to go fucking eastward.
Yeah.
And this shit was going westward. And no sooner than we got on the interstate, we got fucking-sooned.
Yeah. It was a cow pissing on a flat rock, that's for sure.
Hell, wind, full 9 yards. So we pull over at the only sign of fortitude and healing that we could find, some local church. And
we were sheltered in God's embrace.
And we pulled up under the awning, let all of it pass, or so we thought. So then we leave and go to Decatur and drive right back into the same thing in Decatur. Get out of Target, and we come back, are going to leave. So we start noticing all these power poles are literally snapped in fucking half around the Joe Wheeler Wildlife Refuge, which is down the road from Target. And power poles snapped. So I need to get gas, and we're fat, and we're hungry.
Yep.
So pull up the gas station. Got the doors locked. Can't go in there. Go across the street. Doors locked. So we're like, fuck.
We see that shining beacon of hope, the crystals.
The crystals, because we no longer have a crystals in Coleman anymore. Somebody get on there.
And I was actually not on my diet currently. I was taking a break from my diet and couldn't get my crystals.
And when we pull up, we made a joke because the dude in front of us, I heard him go, "Are you fucking serious?" Like in the microphone. We didn't know what he was talking about, but I was just like, I bet you just figured out the crystal burgers are small. It's only the size of a fourth of a burger. Are you fucking serious?
Are you charging me the same as $1 burger each?
Hey, buddy, this is highway goddamn robbery. What the fuck you trying to pull here? I've been to 3 world fairs and goat fucking. I've never seen anything like this. But so we pull up, and the lady immediately goes, "It's going to be about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes.
That's exactly how
I'm not exaggerating that.
It sounded like a fucking auctioneer rolling off the times.
It's like not exaggerating that shit at all.
It's going to be 15, 15. Can I get a 20, 20, 25, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes? No thanks.
We're good.
Oh. Spam risk. I got to keep my phone on because I'm on call, so apologies.
Music that was from
Dr. Mario.
Okay. Yeah, you got to go and put the pills in the people. So singing a bit pop.
It's not Dr. Cosby.
Thanks for the cameo, Bill. Straight from the whatever prison that's he's in. I still imagine that he is just. I still imagine he's sitting there right now, getting either raped or his eyes blacked, and he's like, still trying to act like Cosby's like, maybe if I act like a Cosby Bill.
I think he's probably like a fucking.
If I act like Dr. Huxtable, they will show me respect as a zippity.
I think he's probably like this, the fucking puppet master head of a gang in there. He's getting people fucking shanked. And
I just imagine they're like, you gotta go see the boss. And they bring him in the cell. He's like, oh, zippity bip bop. I've seen what you did to the Aryan brother of mine. Zippity pip pop. And now you never sleep again. And he just fucking pulls out a pudding pop shit up and just stabs the fuck out of him.
Just shaking him, rolling his eyes up.
He's like, he's like dying, and the guards in there. And he's like, Cosby did. He's like, kids say the darndest things. Yeah, he's like definitely Bill Cosby. You know, you wouldn't expect Bill Cosby to be able to hold half a key of cocaine in his ass. Whew. How times have changed. It's like the gritty Cosby reboot that nobody asked for.
I did see where one article where he's like playing Dr. Huxtable.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And that's what he's doing. It's just like the shitty reboot. It's like, Dr. Huxtable was accused of malpractice. Now he's in the pen. Cosby goes to jail. He's in there with Ernest.
Imagine a couple of rival gang members getting in a kerfluffle there, and they bring one of them back. It's like, you got to go see the doc now. What? No, I'm sorry. No. Not the doc. No.
Did you ever watch Ghost Dad? Fucking, I hated Bill Cosby to begin with. Like, you can't look at that guy and tell he date rapes women. Like, you know,
if they're old and famous, they date rape women. There you go.
I mean, yeah. Look at Phil Spector. He just straight up killed his wife. Look, OJ.
Yeah.
The juice is loose, man. Like, come on. That's not for us, though. I mean,
is it? It might be.
I don't know.
I've not yet to be famous, but I will be old one day.
Is that a way to get out of murder, though?
No, but it's a way to not give a shit about the consequences.
You are correct.
My old ass has got 5 years left to live. I might just cap somebody. What you gonna do? Put me in prison for life? Good luck, buddy. By the time you get done with the court proceedings, I'll be dead.
Yeah. I did hear my grandfather say something like that. He got really mad at my aunt's ex-husband. And I don't remember what all it led up to it, but he was just pretty much pissed, but trying to cool off. He went there and got his pistol. My grandma goes, "Now, Leon, you put that gun up?" And he said, "I'm an old man. What the hell does it matter?" And I was just like, fuck, dude. Like, Sid Chill is like, hell yeah. Kick his ass. But people like that now, like, I actually worked with a guy who just recently in our town got indicted on reckless murder charges. Because he shot his friend.
Reckless murder. That is a strange charge.
First degree reckless murder.
How is murder reckless or reckless?
I don't know the whole situation. This is what I gather. The guy that I work with, he's a tiny little dude. And he pretty much told me that guy called, he was like 20. Dude he shot was 20. Over a 17-year-old girl. Said, "I'm going to come over and beat that girl's ass." He said, "If you come over here, I'll shoot you." Well, he come over there. And the two dudes, the dude he shot, they were friends, apparently. He come over, we shot his friend in the chest 3 times. Like,
shit.
Yeah, you know. Well, apparently, I don't know whole true, but I think they were all, there was drugs involved somehow. And he got by with it for a little while, but come to find out, he didn't live at the house or anything of the place he shot the dude. So I think that's maybe like a technicality or something.
Maybe.
Fucking 10 years to life in prison. But I had that dude I work with. He was like, he's pretty much telltale heart in my ass. Like, just being like, you know, the Luigi board style. "I hear there's a heartbeat in the floorboards underneath in my house." Like that, you know, he's just like, "I'm depressed. I shot my friend. It makes me sad. I still think about him." I'm like, you ended his fucking life, fucko. Like, you should be upset about it. Like, you should have to pay for it, dude.
Yeah.
You're the kind of guy I bitch about on my podcast. You would rather shoot somebody in the face than have to fist fight them because you're incapable of fist fighting somebody and squaring it up. You're a punk ass bitch. That's your problem.
Punk ass bitch.
That's a highly reserved person in our society.
Yeah.
Jesus. Let's talk about something funny. Or
game related
games? Yeah. I know what a video game is.
I've heard of this this video game. Yeah. I finally started getting around to playing a little bit more here recently because, as you saw when you came in, I got my light guns rolling on my pinball cabinet, which is an odd sentence to spit out.
It's fucking incredible, though.
Yeah, I've got my...
It feels more like playing a light gun shooter on the the pinball cab than it does the main cabinet.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It does. I guess it forces you to get back, and it does because like there's a lot of shooter games out there that have that long rail or something between you and the screen.
You know instantly what I thought about? That fucking police game we seen at Southern Fried.
Yeah.
That had all the props, like the cup and all that shit in it. Like, just the length of it. So
Yeah.
that's what that made me think of.
Yeah. So I've got just MAME running on it right now. I did have Dolphin emulator, which is the Wii emulator running, but currently the Dolphin emulator doesn't support 2 players at all. And there's some other hacks and workarounds that people have tried that ain't working. So pretty much the Wii shooting games are just not going to be a thing until someone updates that emulator, which might not ever happen, sadly enough.
Mike could take to the Reddit boards and find somebody to.
Maybe. I mean, I know
I imagine that'd be quite an undertaking, though.
Yeah. I know it's getting more attention now because the light gun resurgence from Sinden light guns and aim tracks and all that crap.
You care if I vape in here?
Go for it.
Do you even vape, bro?
I don't puff on the old douche flute, but you're welcome to.
Watch this. My sunglasses and slick back hair are about to magically appear.
Hell yeah.
Like a T-1000 out of the wind.
But got main games running on it. Awesome game, Area 51. Carnival was working great until I loaded it up a second ago to play it and just decided not to. That's the joy of
It started working though when you had to recalibrate the gun in the actual
in the game
cabinet or the actual
That's the joys of emulation. Shit will just break for no reason. It was running perfectly, but then nope, not anymore.
That's why. I was trying to say it so we didn't get sued. I don't guess it matters. I guess that's why why Billy Mitchell is no longer Donkey Dong Supreme.
Yeah,
that MAME's too unpredictable.
Too much bullshit with that. Trying to think what all I've got put on there. I got the Judge Dredd shooter on there, which I'd never played before, and I see why.
I seen it, but I didn't know there was.
It's kind of infuriating. Like the basics of the game are just any other light gun game, but all the enemies and all the hostages look practically the same. They're all Lego men. The hostages are waving their hands, kind of. They look exactly the same. So either you got to wait for them to pull out a gun and shoot you, or wave their hands at you.
Oh, so it's like Vietnam.
Yeah, pretty much. And I would say the hostages are just all yellow, but there's some guys with yellow on them, enough yellow on them to make you think, that might be a hostage, until he shoots you. So I see why it's not a popular shooter.
It sounds awful.
It has a lot of cuss scenes and stuff in it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, this not being able to differentiate the hostages from the evil dudes.
Did you ever play Judge Dredd, the arcade game, like the beat 'em up?
Yeah,
it's that one. It's got that weird mechanic where you can run in the foreground or run in the background.
Yeah,
makes it really
strange.
cheap.
Yeah,
but anyways, sorry.
No, you're fine. I did find this one game. It's a PC game that I need to at least put on there for your shits and giggles. It is a trauma shooter game called. Let me pull it up.
I already fucking love the sound of this.
I watched the video of it and it looks like one of those things you'd play once.
Well, it's just the novelty of having it.
Yeah,
it'd be cool. Like if you have a Halloween party or some shit, have the fucking trauma. Which I mean, there's all kinds of badass horror shooters.
The Wavy Tube Man Chronicles. It is the Wavy Tube Man Chronicles, completely live action interactive shooter. So it's like Mad Dog McCree, where it's this live action video and you can shoot the guys on there.
The American laser disc shooters or whatever.
Yeah, you shoot them, then it freezes for a second, jumps to the scene of them grabbing their gut or something. This carefully crafted story of intrigue takes you on an adventure to find Wavy Two-Man Jr., who has stolen a time machine to go back in time and prevent his father's death. Shot on location with classic Western and futuristic sets, this epic production features quick-drawing cowboys, heavily armed feature warriors, and a final showdown against Wavy Two-Man Jr. himself. Sounds like an Earthbound enemy. You've encountered the Wavy Two-Man Jr.
I don't know. Smash.
But Lloyd Kaufman is in the game. He's like your main narrator, dealer of the plot. He just pops up on your screen wearing like the shittiest dollar store cowboy outfit they could get.
It's only $1.50?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yo, you might as well go ahead and get that.
It's the setup is the only reason I didn't pull the trigger. Because
the only thing I see on the thing we're looking at that just upsets me is it's rated teen. Oh my God! Is that literally Jesus down there at the bottom?
I hope so.
It looks like Jesus. It's a white robe. Oh my Lord, that is the Lord. Dude, so is this available on PC?
Yes.
Can you play it with a mouse?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, fuck yeah. I might have to. Here we come, Steam.
It is described on IMDb as Troma's take on Mad Dog McCree.
Nice. I'm disappointed it's only rated teen. Because one thing I love about the Troma movies, they are full of gore and they are full of titty.
They are full of the titties. Oftentimes mediocre tits, but, I appreciate them. They're more real.
Well, I mean, it's not like your Penthouse or 20th Century Fox or even Disney.
They're gently used tits. Like, they've been around.
I don't know if they're gently used. That's a bold statement right there.
They're reconstituted.
I mean, I don't think Shady.
They're venerable.
I don't see Shady Grove Trailer Park having the best vineyard for gently used tits in it.
They're venerable breasts.
I believe they're somewhat. It's kind of like how Bud's store was. It's like. Well, the box is so damaged on this, we cannot put this back on the shelf, but you'll get it at a deal. Like, it's busted, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Troma titty incarnate.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Poultrygeist?
Yes, that's probably my favorite one.
Oh, man. Dude, that's a fucking splatter fest.
Yeah, it is.
But it's like, I think my favorite part is when the fat lady... zombie chicken just rips the skin off that dude. She's like, I just love the skin.
Yeah.
It's like the best shit.
I love when Subway Jared goes in there and he's fat as fuck. It's like, oh, it's Jared. You've done so good. Then he shits himself to death.
Yeah. Too bad they didn't nail that in real life. And
yeah.
He tried diddling the wrong person.
Yep.
I love Troma, though, man. There's so much good Troma shit.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So yeah, I've just focused on them because it's such a pain in the ass getting different emulators going on with a front end. And I'm using Pinup Popper, which is not really great for using multiple emulators. If I was using, let's say, Launchbox, which is what I use on my other cab, it's a lot easier to get any emulator going on it. But Pinup Popper is made for pinball. Was not really made with other shit in mind, so it takes a lot more finagling.
That's something that kind of like blew my mind when you were playing that earlier. I didn't expect you to actually be using the pinball software to play the front end of the game.
Yeah, it can technically launch anything. It's just not figuring out what commands you got to use to launch what with the game and any settings. It's a pain in the dick.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I haven't just went hog wild on this adding every emulator and game on Earth, because...
Well, if it ain't got Super Scope 6 on it, it ain't shit, let me tell you.
I think I'm going to do MAME. I'm definitely going to do the Wii once it gets up and going. And I might put some version of Naomi / Dreamcast on that, because you got to get the House of the Dead somehow.
Fuck yeah. And I mean...
The main version of
House of the Dead 2 on Dreamcast is about the best arcade perfect console port I guess you could get.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably download good ones on other ones, but I mean,
I know the There's a PC version of House of the Dead 3, but I've read that it's kind of finicky, so. I did actually try the Topping of the Dead Overkill. You can turn it into just the normal version on PC, but it does.
There's a Topping of the Dead Overkill?
Yes, there is.
Did not know that. I loved the Topping of the Dead, dude. Like, it was oddly fun.
It's on Steam, but you can also just click a little button on the main menu and turn it into just normal House of the Dead Overkill. And once I found that it doesn't support local co-op, I was like, fuck it. I just got a refund on it because I can just emulate the Wii version if I really want single player.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. There's no local co-op, but it has online multiplayer. So like someone else could join your game and be the second person. Why not also have the local?
I don't know. That is really fucking weird.
Yeah.
You figure.
Like, I understand.
I figured that kind of blows my mind. That should be like the first thing you do when it comes to like second player too.
Yeah.
You're fucking player too, man. Like,
I mean, I get that.
I don't want it to come from the interwebs. Like,
I get that most people don't have two mice or two keyboards on their computer, so.
They're just. Are you trying to say most video gamers don't have a friend to play with?
Yeah. I think that's what they're saying. The bastards.
Yeah. Fucking straight up.
Yeah, it's been fun playing that. Finally beat Area 51 for the first time ever. And that is a quarter munching son of a bitch.
That's what you was telling me. I could see that.
You probably need $30 in quarters to beat it. And you might need somebody to feed those quarters for you during the boss battle. Because that boss battle is ridiculous. Because it's this big spinning UFO with legs. And you pretty much just got to concentrate fire on it to kill it in time. Because it's a time-based thing. If you don't damage it enough, it just flies out of her and says, "You failed." And you get to start all the way over from the beginning.
At the very beginning of the game?
Well, like almost the very beginning. So,
oh my god.
Yeah. So, and
So
while you're shooting the boss, it's spawning shitloads of aliens shooting you. So, but I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to do if you're normally playing the game because you're gonna die about every 20
luckily
seconds.
you're able to. Can you feed credits ahead?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So I could put fucking 30 credits in there.
So you can just be sitting there shooting and tapping and refilling. But if you were using an actual machine, you gotta have somebody feeding your fucking quarters for you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Atari, okay. This is something, because Atari made Area 51.
Yeah.
Is it me or all like random, like their own IP Atari arcade games hard as fuck?
Yeah.
You ever went back and played any of the shit from the early 80s, like fucking Pit Fighter?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're not great games, some of them, but still, I'm like, dude, this game came out in like 88. We may have had 2 quarters for the whole week. How are you going to take them in one swift move?
Yeah.
Didn't you fucks already go out of business once?
Yep. See, we played some Alien 3 The Gun. So it's a good
It's
one.
one of my favorites, man.
Man, I tried to get in Jurassic Park working on there.
Jurassic Park's a good one,
It works, but like the crosshairs are offset like 2 inches to the right, both of them, and I cannot figure out how to fix it. So right now, that's just on my back burner.
I think, is it Zombie
Raid?
Raid by Taito?
I got it on there.
That's a fucking cool game.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty gnarly.
I love the beginning of that game when you're shooting shit and you're getting the title
Credits.
scroll. Dude, that fucking rules. It feels like playing a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's good shit.
Yeah, it is. So I got, of course, Maximum Force, which is also on the Area 51 ROM.
You ain't got shit if you don't put Revolution X on there.
I do not want to listen to fucking Aerosmith.
Why not? Brandon, they're the greatest goddamn band of all fucking time.
I'd rather cut my dick off again than listen to Aerosmith.
Again. I didn't know that you were a trans species.
I got the old turtle head nipped off.
Oh, yeah. We should have thrown you a bris.
It should have.
Just like a little celebration.
I just figured, there's a lot of starving Jews out there. You need to donate
Holy shit, Brandon.
foreskin to feed the starving Jews of the world.
The only thing that will calm the gnashing of these teeth, the despair in these loins, is an inkling of your foreskin. They just bring it out in like a little gold sarcophagus looking thing. It's like, behold, the life-saving foreskin.
That or it's getting injected into some celebrity's face. I think they use like collagen out of foreskin.
Your fucking dick skin is totally in Angelina Jolie's bottom lip now.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, dude. Every time I look at her now, I'm like, Brandon's dick skin. Can't never unsee that. But
So you got the Lethal Enforcers on there, which are pretty good. I like how Lethal Enforcers 2 is this a complete departure. It's a Western versus the first one. It's just like generic cop game.
yeah. Well, I think Lethal Enforcers and Mad Dog McCree probably come out at the same time. They're like, let's do better. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know that.
it
What is
got-
it? Lethal Enforcers 2 Gunfighters?
Yes.
It's still fun, though.
Yeah, it is.
I had Lethal Enforcers on Sega CD with the fucking Justifier.
yeah.
It was fun.
I love the way that thing looks.
Oh, yeah, dude. You
feel like
couldn't
fucking
get,
Dirty Harry with that.
away with that shit now.
I got Point Blank 2 on there, which is surprisingly fun.
I like the Point Blank games. I
Because
had
it's just like
the first one on
the
PlayStation.
WarioWare of shooter games. It's just mini games. Can you shear all the sheep with a gun? Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. Clear this airport terminal. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's been about it for my video game stuff. I also been putting together and playing some Warhammer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join this thing with you. I've been doing my research as well. You got pretty good vibes on it so far. I trust you could be like, you could tell me like, wow, that Sarlacc pit ain't going to be that bad. You're only going to get digested over the course of 800 years. I'm like, oh, cool. It ain't that bad. Yeah, okay, I get it first. So,
I mean, how else are you going to live 800 years?
I don't think you're going to.
I mean, you get digested for 800, you better stick around and see at least half of it.
That is like the slowest shit. Like, when's the last time a Sarlacc pit took a shit? If you digest people over 800 years, is that like a celestial event? Like,
Yeah.
tonight, the Sarlacc pit takes a dump. It's the first time in 46,000 years. Yeah.
Maybe you dump a lot of X-Likes into it and it just like explodes the planet.
Is that what fucking Boba Fett did when he fell down in it? Boba Fett's like getting digested. He's just like, I'm glad I had this tool belt full of laxatives. It just starts.
He starts at like the Predator's bombs.
Just drops a big laxative and the fucking shit just rockets him out of its mouth asshole.
Yeah. I like to think that when the thing takes a diarrhea dump, it just cracks the whole planet. Just
There's I'd like to know what a Sarlacc pit looks like without the earth around it. You know what I mean? Or the land around it.
yeah. I wonder.
Is it just like a big nut sack with teeth all the way to the
Yeah.
bottom of it? Like,
I kind of wonder if it's more like rhizomes. You know, the plants they're like all interconnected with tubules under the ground and shit.
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Yeah, there's like plants that are kind of individual plants, but also kind of a communal entity. They're connected by tubules underground and shit. So like one giant plant is actually kind of a bunch of different plants.
Oh, it looks like 20 different things, but it's actually all one big. Ew, that's creepy. So that's that whole thing where in every movie or something, you grab this thing, you're like, oh God, stop it. And it's just like, oh, this is only one of its teeth.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole Tremors thing.
Yeah.
You grab the little graboid thing that senses, and then the big one's going to be like,
Yep.
snap, got you. Kevin Bacon, fuck you.
Yeah, Warhammer's definitely looking like it's something I'm going to invest a little bit more time and money into.
I really dig the lore. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Now,
a
some
lot
of-
fucking darker initially, though, I imagine. Some of it's kind of gay.
So, yeah, some of it you could tell like they were mixing up some Thomas the Tank Engine and huffing a little autism in there.
Oh.
Doing lines of Thomas and puzzles and
Thomas went around the bend.
because like some of like I remember that one video I sent you and the guys going over I think the custodians of the Emperor, like the guys in gold armor.
Yeah.
And it's like he's saying how they're so badass they can stand perfectly still for 100 years. I'm like, you don't think that's a little excessive? Like, you could have said 2 weeks and I'd have been impressed. 100 years, like.
Well, it's just like the whole thing of the guy, the Emperor, when he discovers the gene seed or whatever. He makes himself 10'5" right off the bat, and I'm like, way to be fucking modest.
Yeah.
10 foot. Dickhead, I mean, your dick is as big as Shaq at that point. You can't fucking fit in a normal conventional room, which I get it. You know, if you've created a gene seed, chances are you're not going to own a house like you or I.
Yeah.
You're going to have a fucking, I don't know, space villa.
But, you know, for everything like that was kind of on the inside, there was things I really dug, like how the orcs, how their machinery shouldn't work, but it works because they believe it works.
Believe in it. That's what Brian I work with, you know, he's been a player of it since, I guess, like the late 80s or whenever it started.
Yeah.
And that's what he told me. He's like, the funny thing is, man, and this is how he told. He's like, them orcs, dude. He's like, they have shit weapons. It's all shit, but it works effectively because they believe in themselves. And I'm like, what? He's like, for real, check it out. And I looked at that, and I'm like, what in the good fuck is this?
That's what I like about the Advent guys, the Adeptus Mechanicus, the guys on Mars who pretty much makes all the weapons for them.
They're like a tech cult.
Yeah,
they're a robotic tech cult.
They pray to their machines to get them to work.
That's pretty, I mean...
I like all the Catholic overtones, a lot of it, too.
Oh, yeah, like, everybody in the Warhammer universe is a fucking religious zealot.
Yeah.
Every fucking single one of them.
I like the faction of the Sisters. They have a tank that's pretty much an organ with missile launchers for the pipes.
Yeah.
Like, it's all shit.
Well, it's like the Emperor now, you know, he makes a bunch of, like, super soldiers essentially cloned off him. He makes a bunch of solid liquid snakes.
Yeah.
After his big boss. And, I think Horus is like the main one, and Horus and all of his people get turned by chaos, which is the hell.
Yeah,
run by like
it is
4 demigods.
The Event Horizon hell, basically, because they have to touch it to go hyperspeed.
Oh man, what a good fucking movie!
Yeah,
but they all become chaos infected, and then a big thing happens, and he kills them off, but the Emperor is also wounded.
Mortally wounded.
Hardcore. So this motherfucker's literally hooked up to this giant gold sarcophagus motherfucker, like life support system.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we'll keep you alive, and as long as you're alive, interstellar travel is possible.
Yeah, because he like psychically
psychically controls everything, but he's literally a fucking corpse that's like just fused to
slowly dying and rotting away.
They have to feed him 1,000 souls a day, and I was like, that is the most metal fucking shit I've ever heard. Like, god damn. I just imagine to tell you the Lord, some asshole in the background is just hair whipping and shredding the fucking guitar the whole time. Like,
yeah.
It's just, I didn't realize how just fucking dark. Because every group of people in the game, the whole point is like, war must exist. Like, I think that's the tagline of the game is like, in the future, there is war.
Yeah,
like,
there's only war.
It's pretty fucking intense.
Yeah, I really dig that part of it. As a big fan of Berserk, it definitely touches the cockles of my heart.
Well, they fucking like cover everything in there too.
Yeah.
You like horror themed shit? There's that. You like science fiction themed shit? There's that. You like the good old fucking, just like the Space Marines from Aliens? There's that. Like, there's anything.
Do you just want a bunch of army men? Here you go.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, to anybody listening that doesn't know about Warhammer, that's part of the appeal. It's also like a model builder.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah, you get these models, you put them together, paint them up, and then you fight on a battlefield with each other.
I thought it was pretty cool. Now, that just means in 2 months, when we're at Southern Fried, I'm going to sign you up and force you to go to the miniatures painting class.
Oh, fuck.
I want to see that sand pop on this base, Brandon. I want to feel like I'm in... I want to look at this, and I want to have that art move me so hard I feel like I'm in the fucking desert. And I'm thirsty and pissed off. If you don't let me feel that, your artistic vestige is ruined.
I cannot get it. I enjoy the painting. Like, it's a relaxing time waster.
I was going to get the shit, and like Brian, I worked with, was like, no, you got to get the Citadel paint. And I'm like, the fuck I do? And he's like, well, you got to have shit the same color. And I was like, I painted for a living for 20 years. I was like, I can make a fucking color out of any set of colors. Like, I know how a color wheel works.
The only thing is you do need to get model paints.
Yeah.
Because they got the finely ground pigments.
Well, I seen too, they were saying, like, on one thing, like, talking about tester's paint from all kits, is like, do not use that on your Warhammers. It will eat the fucking plastic.
No, to my knowledge, I've used that Vallejo stuff, which is what Hobby Lobby here carries, and then I bought some Citadel stuff too.
I really like the sheer detail, like how you can customize even the weapons and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what Brian was
The
telling
weapons
me.
that they hold are the weapons they bring to battle.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got extra weapons on some of these guys to put together that I haven't glued them together yet because I'm like, I don't know if I want to change out to a different loadout yet. I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
Brian was talking about his brother was real into it too. And he said he got to the point where, like, all he was spending money on, he got his army built how he wanted it. Then he started working on his terrain, and he was like, dude, my brother would buy, like, the big tanks, like the perfect tank kit, and he was like, he would take and cut it and do all this mod shit to it and just have it on this, just make it look like a rusted out when they've been sitting there.
Oh, shit.
And put, he's like, he got to the point where he was just customizing his layouts and shit like that. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. I like model building. I like that little painting and putting shit together. I always have. And that's like, that is what, like, we were talking about card games earlier. People collect Pokemon. They don't play, like...
Yeah.
And I would still play Warhammer, but the fucking model building aspect of it's what got me interested in it. Like, it's more involved.
That's been one of the things that's been hard to get started with, is because, like, our local card shop they open, every time I'm there and I see guys, like, looking at Warhammer, talking about Warhammer, and I ask them, hey, do you guys play? Oh, no, we just paint them. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, I'm cool with painting them, too, but I want to play the fucking game.
That's what I'm getting at. It's like, one half of it is the interesting point, but it leads into the other. You know what I mean? Like, because the way I look at it is, if you wanted to paint models, there are a ton of other resin kits that are bigger, more elaborate, more badass, and way fucking cheaper than this Warhammer shit. Like,
yeah. So
you can get on eBay and type in Xenomorph resin bust and find a badass Xenomorph resin kit for fucking $15-$20.
Yeah, it's the way
Warhammer 10 miniatures is going to cost you $40 to $50, you know?
Yeah, the way that those two aspects kind of marry together is what makes the game, to me. It's kind of similar to the way how collectability and the card game makes Magic and Pokemon what they are. If you could just go to Walmart and buy a deck of cards with every fucking Magic or Pokemon card in it, that would take away a lot from it, I think. Because the cards lose what makes them special.
Yeah.
No one would give a shit about Charizard if you go and buy a pack of 50 of them.
Yeah. That's all these people that threw their dick in the river after playing you and all these, the Books Me and Pokemon days, they don't expect you to pull a fucking deck out and be like, oh, you got a Charizard. Fuck you, dickwad. I got 4 of them. Yeah. They don't expect that shit.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of that's what I like about Warhammer is like everything's available to be bought. Right? It's
for the most part.
Some
of the figures are rare, but I don't think like anything's like you have to buy this 1 out of 500 run figure or you can't play. Nothing like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's nice if you have stuff like that, and I guess that would fall in line with your rare card or whatever.
And I've also there are alternate sites that like make not repros of Warhammer, but like alternate models for Warhammer. So they're legally distinct, but you could use those to placeholder model you don't have if you really needed to.
Yeah, so that's what Brian was telling me. He was saying like what his brother would do is like, this is before the era of like 3D printing and shit. He said he would get on his internet and literally, like, if they were just playing, like, because him and his brother got in tournament play. Because he was telling me, he's like, official tournament league shit back in the day, tables 4 by 6 foot, like huge, crazy, elaborate shit. He was just telling me, he's like, we would get together and play, and he was like, he would print out 2 pieces of the figure and stick it together and just use that as a placeholder and play and figure out if it was going to work. And he's like, okay, fuck it. If it's going to work, I'll go spend the $50 I need to get the figure.
It's like using proxies of Magic. You just throw land in there, write down the card you want on it, and then test it, see if it runs.
Yeah. Just see if you've got a functioning unit or not before you go spend the money on something and be like, well, fuck, this don't work the way I want it to.
I'm thinking...
That's one thing that's going to be hard for me in this game, though, is like the strategic, because it's like real warfare, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think just going into the theme and just... Because I'm going to try not to just autism out on it, because it's probably just going to be us, like my circle of friends playing. Because, like I've seen out in the wild, it doesn't look like there's a real thriving community.
I don't know a whole lot of... I've always known what Warhammer was kind of deal, but I've never known anybody that played it.
Yeah.
Really. Brian that I work with is the first person that I've ever met that actually played it and was into it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what he told me, even in the 80s. And, well, I'm sure he played during the 90s, but during the 90s, he was like, we would have to drive to Huntsville or Birmingham or somewhere, because he's like, there ain't a shit ton of people to play with around here. To really test their mettle and test their armies against other people, they'd have to get the fuck out.
So that's why, and I don't think I'm interested in going to tournaments for, I mean...
You're talking money.
Yeah. So I'm just going to build fun armies. Things I think are cool, not so much effective.
But it is the dual-edged coin. You know, you can put you a shelf up in here, and then when you're not playing, you can have all your shit badass displayed.
Yeah. You know? So I'm thinking I'm either going to go with the AdMech, the guys who pray to machinery, or the Necrons.
The Necrons look fucking cool,
They look cool. Fucking Egyptian space Terminators. I like that they resurrect with some of their abilities.
I've looked a lot at the demons, and the ones I kind of want to do is like the... I've got someone from Oregon calling me.
Oh, nice.
I'm assuming they're trying to sell me some patchouli-scented Venetian leather shoes.
They've heard that...
Or heroin, because that's legal in Oregon, too.
They've heard your car warranty expired, I'm sure.
God damn it. They were like, we would like to sell you a fuel-efficient charged car. I just imagine everything that comes from Oregon is very politically correct and smells like patchouli. That's my feelings on Oregon. Mm-hmm. But I
do like the. I would like to get into some of the Chaos Marines with the Nurgle demons. I like Nurgle a lot.
He's the god of pestilence and death.
Yeah, he's just that fat motherfucker who's just like laid open and his guts are spilling out.
That's Brian described to me Nurgle too, and he's like, just imagine a big bloated, pus-filled representation of sickness. And I'm like, ugh.
I do like that. It seems like those are probably a little bit harder to go with if you're new. Just looking at the rules that I have, I think it'd be harder to make a cohesive army out of those, because you can't just do the demons. You could just do straight Chaos Marines, but I want the demons too. Yeah. So you'd have to marry the two together some, and I don't know enough what I'm doing yet, so I'm just going to go with something simpler.
I really dug the Salamander, which is like, it's a space marine, but they're like a fire-using marine. They have like torched, like charred skin and like glowing red eyes. But at the same time, they were saying like they're a little more of the more humane, like they value human life over their own kind of deal. Yeah. Like, don't know why, but...
Suckers.
Yeah.
A
Fools.
bunch of rubes.
Yeah, no shit. You mean you badass motherfuckers kill shit with fire, got the glowing red eyes and torch skin, and you actually like this guy named Doug? What a bunch of greasy assholes.
Yeah, the nothing about the Eldar, the elves, really attract me to them.
Yeah, they're not.
And the Tau, nothing about them. They just look like Gundam robots.
Yeah.
They're too clean for the setting to me.
Jesus Christ, there's so many offshoots of the Space Marines.
Yes, there's
There's
an
like,
option for any place
the
style you want.
Raven. There's one that looked like a bird.
Yeah.
The Raven something.
Then there's those wolf guys and Ultramarines and all kinds. I mean, any play style you want, there's a segment of Space Marines for.
There's
them.
like a basic ass one too. That's like the basic human character. It doesn't have the Space Marine armor. They're
You
not.
talking about the Imperial Guard?
Imperial Guard. Yeah.
Yeah, they just look like
Yeah.
you and me running around with AKs,
Yeah.
and they pretty much just have hundreds of thousands of units. They just throw
They're cannon fodder essentially.
Yeah, they're the cannon fodder. They didn't quite make it to Space Marine school, so we're just gonna throw them.
I was trying to think of some more of the bad, like the chaos, or not chaos, but like
Yeah, there's
orcs,
there's the
Eldridge.
the Drukari, which are the bad elves, the bad Eldar. They're the emo Eldar.
Yep.
All they want to do is cause pain and suffering.
Listen to Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know the Tau. I mean, nobody's really good in Warhammer, but I don't know if they did anything bad. They're just robots. They're just there. I really like the Tyranids because I like the Zerg and I like Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
So I like the bugs and just gnarly ass aliens. Which it's something I didn't know is the Zerg and StarCraft were based off of the Tyranids.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, the first StarCraft game was supposed to be Warhammer, and then Games Workshop pulled the license, and I'm like, y'all fucked up.
No shit.
Because StarCraft kind of sold a couple copies. I don't know if you noticed there.
Never.
It kind of, been one of the top tournament games.
If you didn't fucking play Command and Conquer, you played fucking StarCraft.
Yes.
Like that was, and if you didn't play them, you might dabble with Age of Empires, and then you're swinging in your closet from a noose at this point.
Yeah, to my knowledge, like it's supposed to be, that's why the Terrans in StarCraft look like Space Marines because they were supposed to be Space Marines.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Probably something that was so well developed, they pulled that license at the last minute, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I imagine the faction was Space Marine and Tyranids, and I don't know who would have been the Protoss. I didn't read up on that. Maybe the Eldar. I'm not sure. They really don't fit the Protoss playstyle though, because Protoss were slow and tanky as fuck. They're really elite units. So I'm not sure which one. Maybe the Tau. I don't know.
I can't remember. What was? There's one that's like I can't think. They're like machine driven. They're not machines, but they're like technologically driven.
It might be the Tau. They all look like Gundam robots and shit. Or there's the Imperial Knights, which just run around in mechs.
That's it. It's like the Space Marine looking mech.
Yeah.
Like a huge,
Yes.
huge. Yeah, those
that's
dudes are
them.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like those dudes a little bit.
Yeah. They look pretty cool.
They made me kind of think of the big robots from Final Fantasy 6 or 3.
Oh yeah, where
The mage or magic power.
yeah, Magitech armor.
Magitech, that's it. Yeah. Like similar. I mean, they don't look exact same, but similar kind
Yeah.
of. Just big hulking like, we will fuck you up. Like,
Go straight Stephen Hawking on your ass.
yeah. Fucking God. Ha. Ha. Ha.
That was a good movie.
It was. Can't wait for the sequel to come out. Like, from the chair to the grave.
The last ride.
Yeah. You wanted more battery-powered justice? You got it.
Wheels of Justice 2, the last ride.
Fucking.
Then 3, hell rides again.
He's resurrected.
And I imagine they dig him up and jump him off with a car battery.
I live again. They just take him to the pet cemetery. And he comes back. I am a vegetable of evil. Pretty sure he says a vegetable of evil. Boner Factory Films never ceases to amaze.
I know it.
Nor does it ever disappoint.
Yeah, having good authority, they got something good on the horizon. Don't need to spoil it, though.
Yeah, there's we'll just say a very horrific, oppressive movie.
Yeah.
It's coming on the horizon.
Yeah. Quite scary.
It's not cool.
It's maybe even problematic.
I think so. I think it's going to end up being like the male equivalency to a Karen. Let me just...
A Darren?
Oh my God. You just spoke that into existence. Shut the fuck up, Darren. Can we all be grown-ups here? I'm 35, you're 35. Can we all be grown-ups and just stop calling evil hags Karen? Can we just go back and be like, you fucking cunt?
Yeah.
I seen somebody post on the internet the other day, and I was like, you're goddamn right. No longer will I call you a Karen. I'm going to say what it is. You're a cunt.
Yes. I love that word.
Me too.
That's a great word.
Yeah, it is. I'm just trying. There's so many. I don't even know what I'm getting at. Yeah, it's a great word. You can cut straight to the bone when you drop that word. Let me put it that way. There's nothing that hurts worse.
Yeah, it is. It surprised me when I first, growing up, how offended people were by it. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's a word you
call people a pussy all day and no one blinks an eye. You call them a cunt.
But that is like in like fucking Scottish or whatever. That's just like calling somebody a dipshit. You fucking daft cunt. Like everything they say is like that.
I mean, they can call their best friends cunts. It's just cunt. Hell yeah.
It's just a funny word.
It is.
Cunt. You fucking cunt. What? Well, I hope you didn't come here for a PG-rated podcast. I know
out there, someone has turned down the volume on their work computer, looking around the office nervously.
Yeah, we're going to wait.
Which, if you're listening to us on your work computer on speakers, you done fucked up. So.
Yeah. We held for 5 seconds, so now that you've turned your speaker back on, cut, pussy, cock, dick, pinwheel, fuck. Oh, it's like somebody searched for us on their work computer one time, and it came back with the term cuckolding. They got us booted off their work computers.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Why not, indeed.
So something I wanted to talk about, and I kind of want to purchase one. Okay, so that Atari, the new Atari's out. The VCS finally launched. Yeah. It's only $400 if you want a controller.
Yeah, why not?
The new Intellivision, though, looks pretty badass. And they're aiming for $200 and something, $200 to $300. I think it's $250 is the launch thing. But if you back it now, they're giving you a bunch of exclusive Earthworm Jim shit because Earthworm Jim is happening on it. It looks cool though, because I watched the video from E3 and they were like, "We're not trying to compete with PlayStation. We're not trying to compete with Nintendo or Xbox. It's a family-based, just old school console gaming thing."
I'll be honest, besides seeing Earthworm Jim's on it, I have not looked into it at all. Is it going to have physical media? Or?
Yeah, they said for collectors, they're going to release. He was like, we understand collectors want physical games, so we're going to do some physical stuff.
So it's also online too. I'm assuming digital stuff.
Yeah, that's the whole deal. Is a majority of it's digital, and he said their plan is to not charge more than $9.99 for a game. Like,
that's nice.
They want it to be where if you play something that's just, and they want it arcadey. He was saying like they want to have games you can just come home, pick up, play, and enjoy for a good, little bit, and like maybe go do something else, or then come back. But it's like one of those things. If you get one and I get one, my game library and shit. Because the two controllers are like the old school in television. They got the wheel and buttons on them. Mm-hmm. But you can play it on there too. So it's got a screen on it. I can bring mine over and take your controller out and put in your dock, and we have access to all the games I have at home on mine.
Huh.
And vice versa. Like you can that's how you carry your games with you.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of cool, man. Like
I think it's all
they're doing exactly what Mike Kennedy wanted to fucking do.
Yeah.
With the Coleco Chameleon and just fucking...
Yeah, he got too caught up in the fucking, I can't even think of the name of the chip now. The kind of chip he's wanting to put in it to emulate everything.
F... Is it? No.
Something chip. Anyways, it's...
FGPA or...
Yes,
something like that.
Something like that. It's a special kind of chip that's kind of hard to work with, but it can emulate anything, which is great, but it was kind of unnecessarily expensive. So I think he shot himself in the foot even trying.
Well, you can give that asshole credit a little bit. He was ahead of his time on the idea.
He at least
execution was poor.
He actually showed that there's interest in it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yep.
I think that could have been one of them things too. He just got caught up in it, and like it's one of them things like you make a suggestion and the wheels get turning, then next thing you know, you got people being like, "Hey, let's throw you money to this."
Yeah, I could see how like
it snowballs.
It snowballed. It's one lie here to.
I'm not defending the guy. No. I mean, he still did some shady shit. If you would like to know more about this, go back to earlier episodes.
Yeah,
because
yeah, I could see where a lot of it was kind of fake it till you make it. Like we got to present it as if we're totally legit, even though we're still working on the basics.
Yeah,
because if you just said, "Hey, I've got this idea and nothing behind it," then people ain't gonna give a shit.
We've got this idea. Oh yeah, we've got the idea made. And then it's like, later on, it's like, all right, I want y'all to get this fucking Atari Jaguar, put a Super Nintendo in it, and we'll lie.
Yep.
It looks like you got some tape holding that in place. What's that? That's high-tech space-age polymer that we're using.
Well, actually dug that up from landfill. It comes from the 80s. This technology requires retro technology.
It was an ET cartridge. All right. From the landfill, all right. We've melted it down. And get this, we made it look like an Atari Jaguar shell. Isn't that impressive? It was thrown away garbage, remade in the thrown away garbage. Sounds like an awful lot of processing for nothing.
Yep. You know what they say, art imitates art.
The only thing to ever come out of the Coleco Command, and it's kind of, the shit's probably going to be worth money at some point, was the fact that all those early fucking backers got the fucking empty Jaguar multicolored shells.
Yeah.
I would love to have one of the clear ones. Granted, I could get my Jaguar to even fucking work again after Lord purged me out of house and home. If I could, it'd be really dope to have a clear Jaguar case.
Yeah, that would.
And I figure those end up being worth money because
they ain't just making them every day.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, the Jaguar shell concept got sold to a dental company. It holds fucking dentist tools now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's more useful than the actual Atari Jaguar. Oh, yeah. Jesus. But yeah, that new in television, Amico, I think's the name of it.
Yeah, that's it.
It looks cool, man.
I think it's going to come down to any interest from me, anyways. What games it has, because if it has the same games I can get anywhere else, I'm like, well, what's the point?
The thing is, they said they're wanting to go through exclusives. I think they were saying like if you buy the original like 30 classic like in television games, they've all remade with like updated graphics and shit like that.
Yeah.
And
But Earthworm Jim alone's got my interest peaked because I like me some Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, dude.
But I can see it also being hard to get exclusives for because you're this hot new developer. You just made your first like badass game, and they're like, "Well, why don't you just put it on our television?"
The only thing that's going to help them is who all is on the board for that console, because it's Tommy Tallarico, the guy that made Earthworm Jim,
Naples,
all of them, like they're on the board, and I think that's what's going to help it.
Yeah.
Just because, you think about it, like, it wouldn't be shit for, like, Sega or somebody be like, well, we can make you a fucking, like, arcade game that you can sell for $3. Like, that ain't shit. But at the same time, it's like, how many people are going to rush out and buy this thing? Yeah. That's what the new Atari VCS. I'm like, do you honestly think it was smart to launch that thing for that much? Because it fucking looks stupid. I've looked up the review videos, and it's all 3D Atari games.
Oh, shit.
I never wanted to play 3D fucking Barn Raider or 3D fucking... The only game I would play 3D in is Kaboom, and at that point, just give me a fucking good, slick fucking paddle controller and give me straight Kaboom on the Atari 26. That's the best Atari game there is, in my opinion. Not a reason to spend $300 without the controller or $400 with fucking suck a dick.
Yeah.
This is the shit. This is why Atari went out of fucking business to begin with. You made the 5200, the 7800, the fucking 2600, and all of them are on the market all at the same time. Did y'all not learn anything from the goddamn Jaguar? 32-bit console, you got two 32-bit processors. Do the math, 64-bit. Suck my asshole, it ain't.
Yeah.
Atari, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, Ishmael? Like,
that's even worse. It's not even like the same Atari anymore. Someone, whoever,
it's fucking
licensed it, and they should know all the history. It's not exactly a well-kept secret.
I don't even know who Atari's owned by now, but I figure somebody, it's just like, my father left me a bunch of money, so I bought this company, and now we make video games. Like, never mind the context of your video games, though.
Yeah. Forgetting developers, like, okay, a television comes to me and says, we heard you got this new game that you're about to put out. Why don't you put it just out on television? We'll give you, 80% of the game purchase. And you think, oh, that sounds good.
But if only fucking 6 people buy the game.
Right. It's like, well, or I could dump it on Steam and get less, but how much more am I going to sell on Steam? Probably a lot more.
That's the only thing about consoles like that. It's going to be a niche thing.
Yeah.
Like, it all falls into the, what was that? Ouya?
Oh, yeah.
The fucking, that's, anytime I see, like, new retro consoles, that's what I think about.
Yeah.
I had that one, I can't even remember the name for, and I spent money and bought, like, all these scroller, or games that were exclusive to that, and it never, Gamepad, or... Fuck, I can't remember. I got it at fucking... all it was a USB stick and a shitty controller.
Yeah.
It was one of them Kickstarter things, and it had like maybe 30 games on it. Sucks because I paid like $12 for it and then bought those games. But that shit, it could go either way. It's either going to be worth a lot at some point because there weren't many of them sold, or it's going to be worthless because everything was online based and you can't get the fucking games anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole digital thing is really going to throw a wrench in collecting in the future.
And as far as collecting goes, I mean, if I've learned one thing from the house fire and all that bullshit is everything's temporary. It's going to, even if I didn't have a house fire to ruin that shit, which I mean, a lot of the shit that has damage still works. Even if I didn't have that though, bit rot and everything else, it's going to fucking fail at some point.
And I think too, there's some.
And I think we should play games. Yeah, that's fun. We weren't worried about collecting and shit when we were kids. I wasn't.
I didn't want 37 copies of Hagain. One's enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I still collect shit, but I do that for me. I don't do it to boost my ego. It doesn't define who I am.
And most of it is not a good investment, because I've heard that argument. Some particular games will hold their value and grow in value, but most of them have lost value and will never be worth what they originally sold for.
No.
So I don't see that argument for it. It's not like say a lot of some collectibles like Magic. There's a lot of of course there's same could be said for some of the cards in Magic, but Magic will always be interesting to anybody playing the modern cards. They'll always look back at the history of it, and the old cards can play with the new cards, so that will inherently brings the value of those up.
Yeah.
But you think, my kids get older, they ain't going to give a fuck about Mario and NES. They ain't going to have any nostalgia for it. And when they get to that age of having disposable income, you think they're going to buy one? Hell no, they ain't. That market's going to dry up. So
it's niche. It's only for the people that grew up during that time period. I mean, there are a few people that do get into it because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's like those are the same people that weren't OG from the get-go. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you've got a cool collection, all that. You've just got into it. But at the same token, 20 years from now, you're not going to give a fuck about this shit either.
Yeah.
The only people that's going to keep that alive is the people that do care about it, like us. So I get collecting, and I do still collect shit, but at the same time, like, it ain't everything.
Yeah, it's funny. Every time I see like some kind of YouTube video or someone's talking and in the background their walls are just covered floor to ceiling in games, and I'm like, you motherfuckers probably haven't played hardly any of that.
Mm-mm. You
just got it to say you have it and to look cool in your videos.
Well, it's just like I'm a musician. Nothing that aggravates me more than see it. And I am a record collector. I've got some very fucking rare records, but I'm not one of these pious people. So, well, I'm leaving it sealed. I'm never listening to it. Why did you fucking buy it? You bought it to collect. That's fine, but you buy it to collect. Okay. So you're sitting there telling me if you keep it sealed, you're going to keep it sealed your entire life. Well, I'll probably sell it. Then that tells me you're not fucking look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
You didn't get it for you. You got it as an investment.
You're not doing this because you enjoy doing it. It's either A, I'm doing this for money, or A, I'm doing this because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
There's very few people that are just like, I just enjoy this.
Yeah.
Anymore. It just frustrates. But at the same time, I have a Laserdisc collection now, and I know people's like, that is fucking stupid. They disc rot and all that. Why would you do that? And I'm like, I like it. Yeah. I'm not doing it for fucking you. I'm doing it for me.
Right.
It goes back to when I still had my big badass, and I ain't gonna lie, got a pretty nice game room now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had the big badass one, I had people be like, why don't you take pictures and put this online? I'm like, because this ain't fucking for everybody else. It's for me.
Yeah. Especially
if I've got fucking 1,000 video games to your 18, it doesn't make my dick any bigger than yours.
Right.
Like, period. It doesn't make me any closer to whatever fucking possible afterlife there is. It doesn't make me cleanlier to godliness. None of that bullshit.
Nah, all it means is you wasted more money on plastic than the other guy.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big Bible dude, but it even says in there, he with the most toys still fucking dies. I don't say it exactly like that, of course, but
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's something I kind of got disenfranchised with, and I guess it's easy to, like, lay it off as like, we're just jealous because you've caught a hand of bad luck. And I'm like, I'm really not, because, I mean, still, like, I did lose a bunch of shit, but at the same time, I still got, like, a good chunk of a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
There were people in that situation lost far more than I did.
Right.
And I, that being said, it's just like the whole collective. It to me, it just feels like it's a big popularity contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing says anything more lame than trying to flex against guys that can't literally flex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a lot of people's this whole identity. Just, I am this aspect of pop culture, and that's it. And like, it can be a part of you.
well,
Sure.
I had an incident last week that went back to the shit I was saying, and like, friend I've had for years, and I mean, they're gay. Cool, whatever. And pretty much just, I've been friends with them for a long time, and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because they popped off a joke about me being straight. And I just wanted to be like, fuck you. This is the exact same shit you bitch about people that bitch about you being gay.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
You're right. It shouldn't. Don't give you any goddamn pretense to bitch about me being straight.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's just, I was born like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's your fucking excuse?
Yep. If the shoe don't fit on both feet, then tell them shut the fuck
And
up.
that's not even in sexuality. It's just in everything. It's just, it's to the point now where if you don't agree with the things I agree with, you're fucking wrong. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah, there's no more gray area anymore. Everyone is so just fucking. You can think of the right word for it. Everyone's so entrenched in their ideologies from everything they read on the internet, and they're on their own echo chambers. And every time they open up Facebook or whatever news app they got, it's just more shit reinforcing their beliefs and how everyone who doesn't believe what they believe is all horrible human beings.
Well, that's the bad thing, is I can say that here comfortably, but if I told somebody else in the layman public about this, they'd be like, you're being bigoted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? Like, I don't care that they're gay.
Yeah.
What do you fucking do? If you're a man and you think another man's beautiful, by all means, girlfriend, go get the dude.
Yeah.
I've pitched woo on tour. Gay guy that I'm friends with told me I was a cute looking man. And then I ain't gonna tell you, that's an ego boost. That is a confidence boost. You're like, not only can I slay badge, but I can champion of dick. Like, And I don't know. This is a video game podcast. I can tell I've drank some IPAs because now I'm like, let's get political. Let's not. Let's listen to some fucking video game music.
Yeah, let me pull something up here.
Pull something out. Do it.
All right, we're back. We're gonna play some Maximum Green Jelly playing on Maximum Carnage on the SNES.
If you're not familiar with Green Jelly, that's the Three Little Pigs and Misadventures of Shit Man.
Yep.
Serial Killer album.
Yeah, this is a great fucking game too. It's one of my favorites. One of the ones I have beaten one time, and I'm very proud to say I didn't use any cheats or anything like that. But I did cheese the game. You got to, because there's no way.
So how do you cheese Carnage at the end of it?
Okay, so once you get like a few levels into the game, you got both Spider-Man and Venom on your team. Like you can press select and swap between them. When you do that, there's like a brief few seconds that you're invulnerable. So you swap those motherfuckers back and forth.
So you're hitting the select button nonstop.
Yes, you're hitting select, sneaking in attacks while you're invulnerable. As soon as you can, swap again. So you got, maybe 50% invulnerability. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know exactly what it is, but you're cheesing the invulnerability frames you're getting. Dude,
that's smart as fuck.
That's the only way I could beat Carnage. That and I hoarded the summons. So
yeah.
So I just nuked them with summons, abused the invulnerability as much as I could.
That's
so I maximize the amount of time you're dealing damage while minimizing the amount of time you're getting dealt damage.
People don't realize that's one of them LJN games.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones though.
It's a good game. It is very unfair, but it's good.
Super arcadey. That's what I always dug about it.
Yeah. So we're gonna listen to the main theme of it. It's pretty gnarly. takes me back to simpler times, man.
Oh yeah.
I just need a Mountain Dew, some Doritos. Actually, I need a Surge.
Fuck yeah.
Surge.
And 3D Doritos.
Yes.
Carts were so beautiful for this game, man.
Yeah.
That fucking blood red.
Yep.
Helmstein's fucking them up there, buddy. This game on Genesis was rated MA-13 too, I think. The equivalent of 17.
Huh. I've only played the Super Nintendo version.
Same. I think.
This is one of those games I do need to buck up and buy the box version of, because
Oh yeah.
I play this game so fucking much.
I love the cover art to the game too, with the city and it's just fucking carnage taking it over. It's
Yeah.
like, oh dude.
I put some fucking hours in this game.
Honestly, it's other than Spider-Man on PlayStation 1, the original Spider-Man like series game that came out, that is the best Spider-Man game.
Yeah, I agree. The sequel was so disappointing. Spider-Man Venom Separation Anxiety.
I didn't know that was a sequel to Maximum
Dude,
Carnage.
it's fucking garbage, dude. It was so disappointing. Like, I'd never even heard of it until, like, Super Nintendo is well out of rotation, and I found it somewhere super cheap years ago, and I was like, this is not fucking Maximum Carnage. It looks like some third grader's rendition of Maximum Carnage. The graphics look awful on it. The music's awful. The gameplay is just
I had, like I said, I had no idea that was even like a sequel to.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, that's one thing about Spider-Man games. Most Spider-Man games are fucking awful.
Yeah.
Spider-Man on NES is
Yes.
rough. Spider-Man Web of Fire, which is inadvertently like the most expensive 32X game that I have. It's like a $300 or $400 game, and it's awful.
I'll pull up here, see if you can see the...
Oh, shit. I remember. That's a sequel to Maximum Carnage?
Uh-huh.
Had no idea. I remember that, but... Oh.
It's hard to see unless you have them, like, right beside each other, but it does not look near as crisp and comic book-like as...
I can
Maximum
tell
Carnage
by the
did.
placement of their arms, instead of being a fight pose, they're just like...
Yeah, they look like
They're chicken hawking.
They pulled them out of an Archie comic instead of Spider-Man.
Ugh, Archie. Ugh. Jughead. Ugh.
There is Acclaim who made it, this one. You think Acclaim could have
Yeah,
beat
no, I was going to
LJN.
say, you think Acclaim would fucking be on top of their shit.
It was not good. It was not as good as fucking Maximum Carnage.
That sucks.
Yeah. Very disappointing.
That is very sad. I think,
It's not as disappointing, though. I mean, the greatest disappointment of my gaming childhood, besides No Earthbound 64, it was Paper Mario. Because I was expecting...
I've never played any of the Paper Marios.
I've briefly played it once.
Paper Mario was essentially supposed to be the sequel to Mario RPG, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what Nintendo Power and shit kind of built it as. Like, you like Mario RPG, you're going to love the next Mario RPG. I'm like, oh, fuck yes, I love Mario RPG. And they put out fucking Paper Mario. Now, I will say, like, it looks like Paper Mario is a fine game on its own. I'm not going to shit on it, on like how it plays and stuff. It's just, it was not fucking Mario RPG 2. It was a different thing with a fucking retarded paper graphics. It's not what I wanted. God damn it. It's not what I was built up to expect that it was going to be.
Yeah. I never played it. I know Alex loved it, but I mean, he didn't play RPG like we did.
Yeah.
You know, which I've still never beaten RPG. I've talked about that on prior episodes, and somebody's going to come out and be like, you sat on episode 36 and hats off if you're still listening and not fucking killed yourself or dead by now. Congratulations. You win nothing. I've still never played through that game, and I need to. Well, I want to.
I've been having to go back and play some of these. I need to get my multi-cart back from my buddy Paul so I can start playing again.
I want to. I think maybe we can have a night soon where I'll just come over and let's play some old school console shit.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pick a game collectively that we've never beaten, and I could start on the Mondays where we don't record, that I actually don't have to work till the butt fuck of night. We should play through together so we can talk about it on podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, maybe, like, have you ever beat Shadowgate or any of those games? Like, we ought to pick something difficult and blind do it.
Pop Dream on NES.
Jesus Christ. Do you want me to blow my brains out in your living room?
I mean, that would add a nice touch to the
You
decor.
want me to.
That'd look pretty gnarly in there. I would just like cover you in some kind of enamel to preserve you best I could and all your entrails.
Fuck yes.
And it's like you're just be the furniture and decoration.
That's one of my best friends. I know he looks like a Cannibal Corpse album cover, but don't it fucking rule? I know it smells bad in here.
We're working on that.
Yeah. We're trying to mummify him. But, like, I don't know, like, we could pick something.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Because there's
I know I've never played Chrono Cross. I've always wanted to. I don't know if you got any interest in it in an RPG.
I mean, I'd be down for anything. I've never played through Chrono Trigger, Brandon.
It's a shame.
And that's one that everybody's like, dude.
It's probably the best Super Nintendo RPG.
Really?
I like Earthbound better, but Chrono Trigger is a better game objectively.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should play through it. I had that fucking, I may still have it. I had that fucking old pirated one that I got from you, I think. So
it might be.
May still have it. I got in that fix there for a while where I collected and didn't play stuff. That is what it is.
We're getting some static from something. I'm not sure
I hear
what.
it.
Might be this time we wrap it up.
It's okay. Yeah, I need to go home. Yeah, we'll do something soon. No, we are going to have a cinema coming up soonish.
Yeah.
We're going to do Lawnmower Main.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that. I got to watch that once a year anyway. It's just something I got to do.
I kind of wouldn't mind playing Lawnmower Man, the game again.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until recently there's a fucking Sega CD version.
Yeah, you told me about it. Sounds pretty gnarly.
It looks awful. And I got on eBay. I was like, man, maybe I can snag me a copy. About a $200 game complete. Whew. Yeah, and I can't justify that for the Lawnmower Man.
Can't imagine
I'll burn it.
Many people went out and saw Lawnmower Man on Sega CD and thought, man, I gotta have that.
Yeah. Jesus, shit, that is the game of the year. Oh, yeah. But anyways, we'll be back. Blah, blah, blah. Try not to overindulge or kill yourself until next time. And if you do, game over, man.
Game over.
Boogeyman was the pokey of the man in the thing where the guy comes out of the thing and he makes the fall off the side.